Hello, YouTube. Thought I'd chime in on this question that Matt from Model Car Videos posed. Um, why do you build what you build? And I've watched a lot of videos, watched several of the videos that have been out there. And what I noticed from all the answers is it reflects, people's answers reflect how they grew up and who they are as a person and what their passions were as they grew up. I watched a video, being in management for a period of time. They used to send me to all these conventions and stuff, and there was a guy that spoke, and he said, your strengths as a kid embellish as an adult. So in other words, whatever strengths you have as a kid, they get stronger as you grow older. They're just part of your DNA. So like if you're a individual that is organized and is extremely OCD with your organization, it's more pronounced as you grow older. Me, I grew up in a racing household. Everything was about racing. So my dad was a mechanic. He had no diploma. He had an 8th grade education. And what he did is he grew up working on cars because he had to. He couldn't afford taking a car to a mechanic. He had to do it himself. He had to figure it out. So he learned on his own, and then he got his certification and his ASI certification, and basically he became a mechanic. He was a mechanic in coal mines, and everything in our household was cars. Everything revolved around cars and racing. Every weekend during the summer, we went to see a race. I grew up just a little bit north of Nashville, and every year we would go watch the Nashville 420 and watch NASCAR race, and we would watch sprint cars and those types of things. Never drag, but I always had this thing for drag cars. So what you see before you is a couple of builds. One I'm working on. This is a Ford Lightning that is moving rather slow, but that's how it rolls. There are some builds that I like. Now, this is a build I did for Rick Zink's for his daughter as a tribute. This one is I'm just floored by the artistic beauty of this car. This car is just so pretty to me. And then I build mostly pro streets because I'm fascinated with what people can do with a regular production car. So this car here is modified, and it's the typical, there went the hood, typical Chevelle frame that I stuffed underneath that, and basically was able to make it work. And I still don't feel like that I got the wheelbase exactly right, but it's dang close. I wish this front tire was a little further back, but all in all, it turned out pretty good. I build those things because they make me happy. And when you build things that make you happy, you're instantly more engaged with those things. And when you're more engaged, you turn out a better product. That's just, in my view, that's what happens naturally. For instance, not to name drop, but one that off the top of my head, Mark Batson, he builds a lot of race cars. And that's because that's what makes him happy. That's what he grew up around. That's his memories. Makes him think of his childhood and growing up. And that's what makes him happy. What makes me happy is building these drag cars and making something out of nothing. And when I say nothing, I don't mean nothing. I just mean out of a regular car, and building it this way. Now, when I started building models, I was building mostly NASCAR models. And the reason I did is because I grew up in that environment and I knew what a NASCAR model should look like. But I'm found that as I get older, I have a more of a connection with the old muscle cars from the 60s and the 70s, the very early 70s. I love these cars. They were built at a better time and they have a better look to them. And they just sing beauty to me. So that's why I built what I built. I'm sure that this was kind of long-winded and then this was kind of a long answer to the question, but this is why I build what I build. I love the look of these old cars. I wish they made them like this. Look at the chrome on these cars. They just jump up and say hi. They're attention getters. So that's my answer to the question. So sorry for a 7-minute video, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You guys take care. This is Terry. I'm out.